I'm a runner. I know I don't look like it, but I am.
About 2 years ago, I was pretty unhealthy in a lot of ways, emotionally, mentally. A friend of mine invited me out a couple of times, said, why don't you start running? And something about it just kind of clicked.
I used to walk every day at lunch with a good friend of mine, and she kept encouraging me to run because she liked to run, and I'd never run in my life except for a 50-yard dash or unless someone was chasing me. So she just took off one day and I had to catch up after her. And I felt so great after that first time, I just sort of got addicted to it.
Shoes are extremely important, and getting properly fitting shoes so that you don't get injured.
I went to a running store and had a specialist there observe my gait so that I would get the correct shoe for my stride, and that's kept me, along with doing some other things, injury-free. So I kind of do a little bit of either light jogging or walking just to get my heart rate up, get blood flowing to my muscles so that I can get a really great stretch before I get started.
For me, really just getting out and doing it, kind of being disciplined to get out and maintain a certain level of mileage per week.
You don't want to be, hit or miss and say, okay, well, I'm gonna, I didn't run for the last 3 days, so I've got a lot of distance to cover.
It is sometimes trying to get it all in, especially on Saturdays. If you knew me a couple of years ago, you would have known somebody who on most Saturdays got up between 10 and 11 a.m., really kind of loved sleeping in on Saturday mornings. And now, because of it, I'm normally up about 6 a.m. on Saturday mornings and out the door about 6:30, because that way I can get my mileage in and still come home and have some time with my family. It helps me emotionally and mentally. I can be in a bad mood, had a bad day at work, just something going on, and go out and go for a good long run, and after a couple of miles in, you realize how insignificant those problems are, and really kind of invigorates me.
It keeps me emotionally stable, physically stable, and spiritually stable. Stress comes on us all the time, and it's just a way to, regularly get that out of my system, so I'm not short with the people that I care about the most.
So you have a great story about when you were running what marathon?
The Richmond Marathon. Dave went with me to the race, and he was supposed to be at various points along the course to provide me with different, drinks and nutrients so that I can make it all the way through the race.
That was a full marathon?
Yes, the 26.2. And anyway, so when he met me at mile 19, he handed me a Gatorade. And that was not what I had trained with, and that wasn't what I had left him with to meet me at that particular mark. And so I'm like, what? What is this? He's like, keep running, you're doing great. I'll see you at the finish line. So he had to confess that he got to the 19-mile mark early, and he was thirsty and he wasn't thinking about what he was doing. And before he knew it, he had drank half of my beverage. So he had to run to the nearest drugstore to get me something, and so he brought me a Gatorade. I really appreciated him being there. He actually, when we got home from the race, I kind of stiffened quite a bit because it was an hour drive. And so he had literally had to carry me into the house. He put me in a warm bath and brought me nachos.
Oh, but you were not going to give him your drink ever again?
No. I'll have to have someone else. Sarah Lindsay will take care of that, I think. She'd be good for that.
I decided about a year and a half ago that I was gonna, after I ran the Charlottesville 10-miler for the first time, I kind of figured, well, what's next? A half marathon isn't that much different, so I decided that I'd be bold, and I signed up for the Marine Corps Marathon.
Whoa!
I figured it wouldn't be a bad thing for a guy who had just turned 40, who had smoked for 20 years, to go run a marathon. And 100,000 spectators, downtown Washington, D.C., amputees running it, running around the mall with spectators 5 deep, just cheering you on constantly. And it was just pretty incredible feeling to finish and see all the support and just go, wow,
Wow,
I did
now
that.
I'm inspired.
Yeah.